Hey y'all, in this video I'm going to be continuing to redesign my old characters, so let's get into the video. So this part is a little different than part 1 because instead of just drawing like a waist up version of the character, since that's boring, I decided to draw a spread of the characters instead. I got this idea when I got bored and drew a spread of a character named Inei that I haven't even shown yet, but I liked it so much that I decided to do this for all of my characters. At first, I drew this guy who I'm drawing right now named Rin, and then I decided that because the first two characters I drew were like two main characters, I can't just leave them at the waist up drawing, so I'm going to be drawing spreads of them both as well. So hopefully this isn't boring seeing two of the same characters, but I promise that in future parts I'll have this all figured out already. So because this guy isn't very important to the story and I only drew him because I had an idea of what I wanted him to look like and had been wanting to draw him for a while, I don't have much to say about him. Like, I haven't even planned out any lore for him. In fact, the only thing I know about his personality is that he's tired all the time, he uses earth magic, and he's very tall. So he's not very essential to the story at all, so his lore is irrelevant, but I wanted to use his drawing to have time to talk about this character instead, because he actually does have some lore and play an important role in the story. So his name is Inei SHIMIZU, I guess right now. I'm not really sure about that last name, but it's a random name I liked and came up with when I was like 12. Anyways, he uses a rare type of magic that falls out of line with the four main elements, which for now, if I remember correctly, was like fire, water, ice, and earth. And there's also dark magic. And I think they're like rare elements, which are lightning, wind, and like other versions of dark magic. And he uses a form of dark magic, but he's not an evil character. He can manipulate shadows and even become one, sort of like Shikamaru from Naruto, now that I think about it, except that he doesn't only control the shadows, he becomes the shadows himself too. The shadows can also be his eyes, as in he can literally watch people from the shadows. This ability was an acquired ability during his training as an assassin for an organization that he ended up fleeing from after realizing what they were doing was wrong. But when he tried to leave, the leader refused as he was one of their best assassins, so long story short, he offed the leader and left on his own. So now he's basically always on the run from the angry organization, trying to redeem himself from his evil deeds by traveling and taking on random quests from guilds to help people in need, refusing to return to his old self and unalive the organization. Which in doing so, he will meet the main character, Seiji. He wears this mask that he has on to cover the branding scar on his cheek so that others won't know he was part of such a globally hated and cruel organization, which I made it more clear in the drawing, but you can't actually see it through a mask. Oh, and he has this natural ability he was born with to see things before they happen, kind of like premonitions, sometimes in dreams, sometimes when he's awake. However, he's always just called them deja vu, so that's what I call this ability, deja vu. I think it's just like a cool name to give. Okay, so I actually finished talking about his lore sooner than I thought. I actually wrote a script for this video, which is the first. I'm not going on the script right now because I expected to have to talk about this for longer. I actually shortened it because I was like, I don't want to talk about all this. So if you do want more details, I'll like write a more descriptive version in the description of the video. So if you're interested, you can just read the description and find out more details about the characters if you care. Also, I'm trying to speed through these drawings because it's more drawings than I usually do in one video, and I don't want the video to be too long, so I'm sorry if they go kind of fast and you get kind of dizzy. I'm just trying to get this video out, to be honest. But yeah, if you're interested in this character, Rin, if you could give me any advice for any ideas you could have about his story, I wouldn't mind taking any suggestions or reading interesting stories that anyone comes up with, so yeah. Feel free to do that, I guess. I don't know, I'm trying to just ramble my way into the next segment of this video so I can just get back on script. I wrote a script so I won't get off topic, so since I do that a lot. But oh my gosh, we're almost to the next drawing now, so yippee! Okay, here we are. Okay, so moving on, the next character I'll be creating a spread of is of course Seiji, the main character. Even though I actually ended up changing his name to Asami, which I think is a lot more fitting for reasons I'll explain in text. I got a few comments from part 1 of this video saying that they'd be interested in hearing about him and Cryo's lore, so this whole video I'm just going to be talking about lore, to be honest, so if you don't care, feel free to mute the video or something. So anyways, it's not that unique of a backstory. It's probably actually the most cliche, predictable, unoriginal story you'll ever hear. But to be fair, I was like probably 12 or 13 when I made this story, y'all. So that was like 3 or 4 years ago. Anyways, so Asami was young when, of course, like any good main character, both his parents died. His father used to fight in the war to try to earn money to support Asami and his mother since they lived in a small, poor village. However, he was supposedly killed in war and nobody found his body. But they brought his sword back to the family. They were so hurt by this, but his mother stayed strong. Not for long though, since she suddenly passed away of a sickness in Asami's arms. Asami had no idea she was sick since she hid it so well. Unfortunately, now orphaned, Asami was sent to an orphanage. He read a lot, and one day he found a specific book when he was in the library that seemed to be hidden behind a lot of other books. A book of sicknesses and curses. Curious about his mother's sickness, he read up on them until he found one single entry that wasn't a sickness, but a curse. However, he couldn't read much about it because the page was torn out. Suddenly becoming suspicious, he decided to escape the orphanage one morning while all the other kids were asleep. He went back to his old house and entered his mother's room, which he was never allowed in. And inside was a diary which basically says that she was cursed and wasn't sure how long she had left. So because of this, Asami decides to go on an adventure to find out who cursed his mom and what the curse was, an adventure, taking his father's sword with him, which is the sword in the drawing. On the way, he arrives at a guild in an attempt to find other strong people to help him. Unfortunately, though, he discovers he doesn't have an element like many of the other people do, so it'll be pretty hard without one and without any former fighting skills, and that's just like a normal human guy. So that's basically it for him, his motivations, goals, and what's stopping him from achieving them. Again, there's more details, but I spared them because I honestly don't want to just be like talking at super speed trying to get through all of it in one like segment of the video. There's also like a lot more lore to the story. Like I've planned really far ahead for this story. I wrote a lot of it when I was little, but I just kind of stopped writing at some point. But a lot of it is like spoilers, which I feel like I shouldn't care to talk about because it's not like I'm ever gonna like write or publish or make a comic of this. I don't know, maybe I will someday, but I don't know. I feel like it's spoilers. If you really are interested in it and you don't care about all the other spoilers and just random stuff that I have planned for the story, let me know. But anyways, there's like a lot of lore and extra stuff that I could say, like stuff he's gonna come across in the future, who put the curse on his mom and what the curse was and all this stuff. And yeah, but I'm not gonna get into it. What was that long pause? Like, I'm just watching the video now because, again, I don't have anything else to say. Should I just be quiet whenever I don't know what to say? Like, should I just let the video run with some nice music in the background and then come back in when I have something to say? Or should I just ramble? You know what? I know I do have something to say. Y'all, summer started and now I'm nocturnal. I haven't been getting, like, any sleep. I am so tired right now. It's weird because I feel like when I'm tired, it's when I get the most energy somehow. But you see, I don't sleep until like last night. I slept at like 6 in the morning, which is actually pretty good. A lot of days I don't sleep until like 12 or 1 p.m. It's not like I'm trying to. Like, this is stuff you tell your parents and they're like, oh, it's because of that phone, and you're just like like, no. One time it was 11 p.m. and I felt so tired and I was like, yeah, I'm going to sleep finally. I laid down, closed my eyes. Felt like forever. I wake up, look at my phone, check the time, it's 2 in the morning. And suddenly I'm wide awake. Like, my eyes are wide open, guys. And I'm like, what happened? And then I ended up staying up till like 7 in the morning. I don't know what this is. Like, during the school year, once I get into it, I'm fine. Like, I can go to sleep at a set time. Waking up in the morning still sucks, but at least I can actually get to sleep at like maybe 11 or 12, which is, it might be late to normal people, but to me that's a really good time to sleep. But once summer hits, I always do this. Like, at fun, it's kind of fun. At first, it's kind of fun pulling on the all-nighters and just doing stuff when everyone else is asleep. But then it just gets kind of sad. Like, I want to go to sleep now, guys. I need some melatonin or something. But anyways, I wish I could have got a job this summer. I really wanted to get a job this summer, but I'm in band. I'm in marching band. And band camp starts next month. Oh my god, I have to march in this heat, guys. I live in Texas during the summer, and I have to be out there in the heat marching with an instrument in my hand. It's not like a little flute or a clarinet. It's a saxophone, guys. It's not that big. It's an alto, so it's not that big. But it's gonna get all hot, my fingers are gonna be burning, and I'm not gonna be able to breathe. And both of my directors freaking left. Like, what is this? No, the head director left to go teach at another school, and then a few days later, the assistant director also left. So they're gonna try to find us a new director within a month. They have to adjust to us and everything. I don't know if anybody watching this video knows anything about marching band or is in band or anything. Guys, we're cooked. 3s across the board. If you know what I mean, it means basically we're gonna suck. Okay, UIL is gonna suck. All the marching, BOA, all of this stuff is gonna suck, guys. So, I don't know. Rest in peace. We're all cooked. It was nice while it lasted. I should quit, but I want to get that scholarship. Oh, we're finished. Okay. Next up is Cryo. So Cryo is a very angry, straightforward, and blunt person. He's a bit of a jerk, to be honest, but he wasn't always a jerk. When he was younger, he had a friend. They were so close that she felt like an older sister to him. She was very strong-willed, bright-eyed, and determined, much like Asami. She didn't have an element either, but she believed she didn't need one. And Cryo didn't think so either. She inspired Cryo to be just like her. Because of this, one day he decided to go off on his own on a battle because he wanted to bring back a souvenir to prove to her that he was strong. Sadly though, he was most definitely not yet strong enough for this battle. I thought of making him fight like a Cerberus or something, but I'm still not sure yet. I'm gonna make it something like more important than that, I don't know. Anyways, he starts getting absolutely folded until somehow his sister, air quotes, finds him and jumps in to save him without even thinking. In the process, she injures the beast enough to send it running away, but she's very badly injured herself, barely alive. Why I said it like that. Cryo, still very young, tries to carry her back to the guild for help. He shows up carrying his near-dead sister who he can barely carry in the middle of a thunderstorm, dramatic effect, with his hands covered in her red fluids. Oh my god, that's... Anyways, unfortunately though, he was too late and she was gone. He never forgave himself, telling himself that it was his fault she passed, that if he was stronger, she wouldn't have had to save him, that he could have protected her. This made him grow to become a very angry person, spending all his time training mercilessly and scarring his own body, hence the scars from the left side of his face down to his shoulder. He started calling himself Cryo instead of his real name, which I haven't actually come up with yet. So, any ideas? Thank you, please, thank you. Anyways, wanting to abandon the old him. Also, somewhere along the way, he gets a curse that forbids him from recklessly using dangerous amounts of power because when he does, it damages his own body. The ice horn growing out of his head is a result of that because it'll keep growing until it eventually takes over his whole body, either killing him or making him go rogue. I don't know yet. There's still holes in the story. But yes, that's basically his lore. More details in the description. And I still have a lot to go. See, y'all, all this rambling is making me think that maybe I could have like told all the details too, but I actually don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to. Contrary to popular belief, I don't want to do all that talking, okay? It may seem like I'm rambling a whole lot in this video, but that's just your imagination. In fact, I've only said like 3 words in this entire video, so I don't know, that sounds like a problem. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was an lemonade I had or whatever, but I feel so hyper right now. It's 1 in the morning. I don't know, that's when I get all my energy, I guess. Okay, so I was watching Rin's Spirit Art, love her, and one of her videos, she was talking about these brushes she brushes from a online shop that she got, and I was like, oh, I want some, and I got some free brushes because I'm broke, and I started using them a lot because I love them, and they're so... Have I talked about this drawing at all? Anyways, I started using them because they're so cute and like painterly, and I've always wanted to do that, but I'm not good at it. But these brushes make it so easy. Like, look at these cute little drawings I did. They're in my lazy art style, which I'm not saying anyone who draws like this is lazy, but it's just like how I draw when I want to draw, but I don't feel like drawing, you know? Anyways, it makes drawing so much quicker and easier and like fun because like you can get kind of loose with it, and I feel like it doesn't really matter. It kind of helps make the painterly style look even more painterly. Not that painting is messy looking, but like, you know, just like free and loose, and I really like it. So maybe I'll draw a few of my characters like this, or at least I just draw my characters in my lazy art style. That would be a maybe a good video, but not these ones. I want to draw different characters because I've been talking too much about these characters and leaving out all my other old OCs. Anyways, I'm gonna talk about this drawing for a little bit. I'm doing the shading. Yay, I'm doing the shading. Maybe I'm delirious from a lack of sleep or something. Maybe I'm going insane. No, guys. Okay, let's calm down. I'm finishing the shading. I'm really proud of this spread. I like it a lot. I really like the shading of the earring. Ooh, guys. No, listen. That moment, that flash with the blue on the bottom of his hair, y'all let me know if I should keep that, because I was really considering like changing it. Oh yeah, I also made one of his eyebrows white because that's where the frostbite is, and I thought if it's in his hair, it could affect his eyebrow too. But here is the Cryo spread. Here is the Asami spread. Here is the Ren spread. Nobody really cares about him. And here's the Inei spread that y'all never saw. I've had to re-record this outro so many times because of technical difficulties. But anyway, with that, the video is now over. And if you watched this far, thank you so much for putting up with me and my shenanigans. And I bid you adieu. Bye, y'all.